Hey everyone, welcome back to Qumulo SynQ Up. There's a question we've been hearing a lot. Actually came up again today with a new partner. Why is Qumulo so much more cost effective than other cloud file services? It's a fair question, so let's unpack it.
Yeah, cost is always under the microscope for every CIO and CTO. On paper, it's easy to assume that whatever's built into your cloud will be cheapest. But once you look at how those services are designed, especially at scale or with mixed workloads, the picture changes.
All right, so what's really driving the bill and pushing costs north on those typical cloud file services out there, Sen?
So, I'd say that there are really two big things. First is pre-provisioned performance. With many native file offerings, throughput is tied to how much capacity you allocate or which performance band you pick. So if you need more speed for a burst, you need to scale up, often by buying capacity you don't actually need. And then you need to remember to scale it back down later. And the second thing is scaling limits. So per share ceilings on throughput and IOPS and fixed tiers mean that you can't just flex up and down on demand. So teams over provision just in case, and that's where the bill balloons.
Right, so what I hear, you're paying for headroom instead of actual use. What's different in Qumulo's approach then?
Well, so as we've spoken about before, we separate performance from capacity. So under the hood, Qumulo uses the cloud object store as the durable layer. That's the cost-efficient foundation. And then on top of that sits an elastic compute layer, which you can dial up or down in moments. So if a workload spikes, you scale the front end, and when it's done, you spin it back down. However, of course, with our SaaS option in ANQ, it automates all of that. But really, the important point here is that you'd be left in a position that you're not paying peak prices all day.
Right. And this is where neural cache earns its keep. It predicts what you'll need next and preloads it into NVMe on the compute layer. So most reads come straight from fast cache instead of the object store. And across our customer base, we see well over 95% of reads served from NVMe, which gives you SSD-like speed that close to object store economics. Basically, you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, exactly. And because performance isn't welded to capacity, you stop pre-buying throughput just in case.
Yeah, and there's also the consolidation angle. In a lot of environments, you end up with one service for office files, one for department shares, another for high performance jobs, and a separate archive tier. You have three systems, three bills, and a lot of copy and shift work.
Yeah, and with Qumulo, you can run those mixed workloads on one platform. Everything from collaboration data and AVD profiles to research data sets and HPC style pipelines. And pair it with Qumulo cold tier for a searchable active archive. You place data where it makes sense and let the platform handle access and performance. No pinballing between silos.
Yeah, which means fewer systems to manage, fewer failure points, and fewer copies. And ultimately, a simpler security and governance story as well.
And that's really the core difference. Many native options are static and tier bound. Qumulo is elastic, shared, and cost aware by design. That's how customers end up with materially lower TCO at scale. In addition, we have Cloud Data Fabric, which serves data anywhere it needs to be and makes it feel as if it's an on-prem solution, but without duplicating data costs or allowing any version drift to occur.
So the takeaway is simple. Stop paying for idle performance. Scale when you need it, cache what you use, and you keep everything on one platform.
Yeah, Jan, I could not have said it better. Anyway, thanks for joining us. See you next time on SynQ Up.
Yeah, see you soon.